And now for part 3 of the well video, we're going to actually add the well into this. To do that, we're going to take and go into our folder where we have the well. We'll open it with Photoshop. And then we're going to use our quick select tool. And we are going to select the well. I'll zoom in on that a little bit so we can actually see what we're doing better. We're almost there. I'm going to make that just a little tiny bit smaller. There we go. Control Z. And then I'll use the left bracket to make my brush a little bit smaller so we can add the sharp part of the tail. I'll hold the Alt key down in order to remove the unwanted portion. And now we're going to go under Edit, Copy, back to our project. I like to make a new layer for it, and we will go to Edit and Paste. Now that well looks great, but we're going to use the Control T to free transform it. We're going to increase the size of it. I'll hold the Shift key to keep it proportional. We're going to make this well come in here fairly large. Now let's look at the one that we had originally. You can see the well's facing the other direction. So by simply going to Edit and Transform, we can flip this horizontal. I'm going to go back to the Control T because I want this well to be a little bit larger. Bring it into the forefront of the picture and hit the Enter key in order to lock it in place. Now to get the sailing ship, I did the exact same thing, used a quick select and brought it in order to make the video shorter. I just simply had it ready ahead of time. Now around the ship we want to make it a little bit light to appear as if there's a wake. So we're going to the surface layer because we're going to be working on the surface. We'll choose the Dodge tool and we're going to zoom in just a little bit here. Control plus will get us a little bit closer, and we're going to take this ship and give it a little bit of dodge in the area right near it, behind it a little bit, near the front of it just a little bit. And each time I do this, you can see I'm getting a little bit of white. I'll also have to go into the ship layer just for a moment because the waves will splash up onto the edge of the ship, and that will give it a little bit more realism if I put a little bit of waves that might be in the surface area of the ship. That looks pretty good. We'll do a Control 0 and see how it looks. You can see that added a little bit. The ship itself, though, we should use a little bit of burn on it. So we'll go to the Burn tool. I have a nice big brush. I'm going to just kind of darken it up so it kind of matches the clouds in the background. I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to add another layer. And in this layer, I'm going to call it Clouds. And I guess I should layer the well layer also. And I'm going to put it well 1 because I know I'm going to add more. In the cloud layer, I go under Filter, to Render, to Clouds. Wow. Looks kind of interesting there. We're going to actually take those clouds and move those below the ship, and we're going to choose a different choice here. We're going to use the multiply. Under the multiply, you can see that it's added a few things. I'm going to drop my opacity down to maybe 30% or so, and I don't really need it in the cloud area, so I'll use my Control T to transform it and drop this layer down into just the water surface area. I'll hit enter, and that gives a little bit of turbidity to the water and gives it a little more realistic effect. That's the end of this part of the video. Thank you.